You can now see me featured on the Poppy Playtime merch store when you click onto the PJ Pugapillar plush page. Thank you Mob Entertainment and Culturefly. So the Poppy Playtime Chapter 4 trailer, huh? How about that? I've been seeing tons of mixed reactions about Yarnaby in particular, saying that he's not scary or like he's not scary enough. It's just a bunch of arguments that I've been seeing on Twitter and mostly on YouTube. And that's one thing I've been wanting to talk about. That's the whole point of the monsters in Poppy Playtime. They are based on children toys. They are supposed to be cute and not actually scary. Like, I don't get it when people say the monsters are not scary. Like, come on, that's the entire point. The bigger bodies Initiative version is the scary one. So of course Yarnaby that we see in the trailer is the bigger bodies initiative one, which the subject was Quinn, which was based on the ARG information that was a boy named Quinn. And yes, Barnaby is a boy, so I just want to officially state that he is a boy. I've been seeing a lot of comments and people arguing about how like if it's a girl or a boy or a they them, but it's officially a boy. So there you go, clear out of the picture, boy. And I've also been seeing a lot of people saying that Yarnaby is not the main antagonist, or if he is the main antagonist. I personally don't know. I don't think he is, or he probably might be, like a high chance he might be. But the only reason why I'm like hesitating on calling him the main antagonist for now is because of that dinosaur, or Pianosaurus as we know right now. We never know if that's the official main antagonist, right? Like we don't know. Like we don't know if Yarnaby is a main character or a side character like how Mr. Light was in chapter 3. So that's why I'm like hesitating on the idea on calling him the main antagonist. I would say maybe one of the main antagonists, not the antagonist, right? But for now, he does seem to be the main phase of chapter 4. People are already discussing how Yarnaby is better than Baba Chops, which personally I do agree on. I'm glad Baba Chops is not like the main face anymore, because there was like a bunch of people saying that they thought Baba Chops was the main villain, which of course Tyler, the community manager, confirmed that he wasn't, and instead we got Yarnaby for now. So what do you guys think about the trailer though? I personally think it's the most unsettling trailer so far, next to the second teaser trailer for chapter 3 when Catnap was roaming around the hallways. That one was pretty unsettling too, but this one is like a whole new other level. It was giving me Alien Isolation vibes. If you guys don't know what that is, Alien Isolation is a game based off the movie Alien, you know, Xenomorph, and you're like on a ship and there's a roaming AI Xenomorph around the map going around trying to find you, and you have like a locator or signal. I haven't played it right now, but I heard that it's pretty scary, and so far from the trailer it does seem to be that way. So I'm guessing Yarnaby is going to be one of those roaming AIs or monsters going to be running around the factory or like the location, and we just have to avoid him. Well, based on what we saw in the trailer, due to like the camera footage of Yarnaby just walking around by himself, right, or following us throughout the dark, which is both pretty cool and terrifying, to be honest. Like imagine just trying to find puzzles or trying to figure out what to do, and Yarnaby is just behind you with the little footsteps, you know. That sounds cool, but that's also pretty terrifying. But for now we just have that trailer, and hopefully we get to see more trailers throughout this year, because they are showing January quite a lot. So I don't know if that's like the official release month or another trailer, but it is pretty interesting how chapter 4 is coming like a year apart from chapter 3. Like chapter 3 released this January, and now we're getting chapter 4 in January again. You know, it's just like pretty cool on how fast Mob Entertainment is developing this new game. I can imagine how stressful it can be, but I know it's going to be so worth it. I can't wait to see what else they have to show. Oh, hi mommy. Bye-bye. Also, thank you all so much for the support you guys showed on me and Tyler's podcast. So many people enjoyed it and got some answers that they were wondering about. A little bit of information about chapter 4 was sprinkled on top of there, so I'm really glad you guys did enjoy it. He did answer some questions about Project Playtime. And of course, if you haven't watched the podcast, I will leave the link down below. I really recommend it. A lot of information Tyler gave us about himself mostly, but it was pretty interesting. It was great getting to know Tyler more and more and seeing people enjoying on what he had to say, which brings me to now. I do have some updates about Project Playtime that was based on the podcast. So this is for whoever missed the podcast and didn't hear or didn't even know there was a podcast out there that revealed some information about Project Playtime. So I'm here basically just to recap a little bit about Project Playtime, what Tyler said, for anyone who hasn't watched the podcast themselves. So I did ask Tyler if Mob Entertainment has forgotten about Project Playtime, and of course he said no. If they have forgotten about it, the servers will be shut down because money is still being poured into the game to keep the servers up. Servers are not free, guys, let alone cheap. So it shows you that Mob Entertainment still has this game on the radar, as what Tyler said as well. They just don't have the time and resources right now to be able to work on project. They're mostly focusing on chapter 4 right now, and based off what Zach said in an interview, I believe, and on another game as well. So they're like working on 2 things at the same time, or if I'm correct on that anyway. So we have to understand that Project Playtime is not the main focus anymore right now. We're just gonna have to wait and see until if they do have the time after chapter 4 releases, which I'm really hoping they do after January. That's if chapter 4 does release in January. I do hope they have some time and resources to be poured into Project Playtime for a few months. At least 2 or 3 months of resource time to get into the game is good enough. Of course, bring back lobbies, maybe put some little content if you have time, but please just bring back lobbies. That's the #1 thing people are asking for, including myself. So that's pretty much what Tyler said about Mob Entertainment's status on projects. So they're not focusing on right now. It's like chapter 4 is right here, project's right here. They're just putting it on the shelf for now. It's not forgotten though. They're still paying to have the game up. I asked that question based off of everybody's request for me to ask, or from what I see people ask about Project Playtime on Twitter, for example. Like, oh, is Project Playtime abandoned? Did you guys forget about Project? The simple answer, no. No, they haven't forgotten about it. Don't worry. And now the next piece of information is when Tyler said that he's working behind the scenes or fighting for Project Playtime's return. So that's officially confirmed. Tyler is working behind the scenes to bring back Project Playtime in some way if possible, or quoting for him, he's fighting a hard battle for us. So there you go. Project Playtime is still being worked on behind the scenes, technically just working on to get back onto the rhythm. So I'm hoping whatever Tyler is doing behind the scenes is actually working. I do hope they see the potential that Project Playtime has, because this game has huge potential and everybody knows it. So I don't see a reason why they wouldn't agree to bring this game back. And Tyler did also confirm that a lot of Mob employees within Mob, of course, are still wanting Project to return. They still have a love for this game, and it shows. Like, they want to work on it, but I guess they don't have the time right now. The whole team is basically head deep into chapter 4, and I can't wait to see what they cook up. But if it's taking the whole team to develop chapter 4, this game has to be huge, right? Like, it's not just like 10 or 20 people, it's the whole company. So it's like pretty damn exciting to hear that. What is this mommy doing? Don't you smack me. Please don't smack me. I'm doing... See, you distracted me! This guy does not like this Harley Quinn guy, though. Will you let me get this puzzle? Yeah? Yeah, I think she's letting me. Yeah? Yeah! Yeah, we're all friends. We're all friends. So that's it. Tyler is fighting for Project Playtime behind the scenes. I hope it does pull off. I know Tyler is working very hard on a lot of things, but him fighting for Project Playtime is such a big W, and I'm glad to see that he really does care about the game. Even though he did not know that Project was even a thing, as confirmed in the podcast, he did say that he didn't even know about the game and its existence until that one meeting he had. I'm assuming about phase 3. So that was pretty cool to learn. So I hope that does give you guys some comfort. Project Playtime is not dead. I know there's a lot of people saying that the game is completely dead and abandoned. The simple answer for me and from Tyler and Mob, it's not dead. It's not just being thrown in the gutter. It's on the shelf. Alright, it's on the shelf of multiple things. Project Playtime is one of them. Don't worry, the game might come back in the future. Tyler even said in the podcast that maybe there's a chance for it to come back. He's just working on it behind the scenes, and hopefully that does, pick up speed, or to maybe get the ball rolling on that. We just have to wait and see on what he has to say. I'm also very relieved that there's a bunch of Mob employees who still want Project to return. Like, that is pretty cool. But like I said, I do hope that give you guys some comfort. Project Playtime still has a chance to come back. I also been getting a lot of comments about how this video didn't age well, about the video on how I explained that Project Playtime is returning based on what Zach said that one time. I know it looks bad, but hey, game development does take time. But maybe Zach was just saying that because they did have something in mind, but then they had to delay it. I don't know. It was just pretty interesting and cool to see Zach saying something about Project Playtime after so long. But as you guys know, I'm still holding up for Project Playtime. Hashtag make Project great again. What is this mommy doing? Hello, I'm gonna take a screenshot. What are you holding at? Oh, and also Mob Entertainment does look at your comments as confirmed by Tyler, so don't feel bad about people or even you asking them like repeatedly saying when's Project Playtime returning, Project Playtime update when, chapter 3 mobile when. You know, they all read that and they forward it to the team, so that helps a lot. Well, actually, let me leave before this guy's gonna call the train over there. Yeah, I know he's gonna call the train. So that is also relieving. All right, so keep on commenting, keep on talking about Project Playtime and chapter 3 mobile, etc, etc. And also, by the way, the chapter 2 update is releasing in 2 days from now. From when I'm recording, it's releasing on Thursday. So in 2 days, I'm hoping I can live stream on the day with Facecam, by the way. So if I do get a chance, if I have the time to live stream the update, I will stream it. But anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about today, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new here to join the Ring Army. My name is Nized, and I'll speak to you guys on the next run.